disrespectful.
I don't know if you saw this breaking overnight from stateside, so the source is over there, and yet to verify it, but Derek Chisora against Deontay Wilder. A lot of people thought it would be Usyk Wilder, but this rumour has sort of caught fire a little bit. You worked very successfully on a number of occasions with Derek. People talking about that as a warm-up fight for Wilder to fight Usyk later on. I mean, that's a big mistake to take Derek Chisora as a warm-up, isn't it?
I would say so. I wouldn't consider Derek, irrespective of where he is in his career at the moment. I wouldn't choose him as a comeback fight or a warm-up fight. That's disrespectful. I think Wilder, especially in his last few fights, I certainly wouldn't choose Derek Chisora. But nevertheless, if it's real, then let it be.
And those are the words of Don Charles, stating that he would not recommend or view Derek Chisora as a warm-up fight. And let me counterpunch. Man, I couldn't agree no more than 100%. Deontay Wilder, if he fights Derek Chisora, that could be a career-killing fight. For Deontay, if you thought that he was dead or already in the coffin, these will put the nails in that sucker. Especially saying that he is a comeback fight. I think that's very disrespectful. Deontay Wilder would have went out better or came out better fighting Dillian White than Derek Chisora. Even though all of these fights, the Usyk Wilder and the Wilder Chisora, all of these fights are a surprise. They're just out of nowhere, left field. Like, where the hell did these fights come from? Who put this shit together? When did Deontay Wilder decide to come to the UK? You know what I mean? And challenge someone from the UK. When? And I do believe, though, at the very end of the day, the Chisora Wilder fight would have been viewed better if we wouldn't talking about the Usyk fight. Now, I hear Usyk is injured, so that's a totally different video. But side note, Alexander Usyk's injured, so this is what we have. And because if that's the case, if that's actually valid, I can understand the fight, but I think this fight should be more of an explanation, because if you had an opportunity to fight Alexander Usyk, but then yet you fight Derek Chisora, you're a new fool. Because Derek Chisora, for one, you won't get paid nearly the money. For two, Derek comes in a fight like, I'm ready to die today. Let's show up and die today. That's Derek Chisora. Let's show up and die today. I'm like, what? Because Derek Chisora has nothing to lose, and he fights exactly like that. He doesn't fight like a person that has too much money, silk pajamas, none of that. Derek Chisora comes in there and gives it everything that he has, and when he gets tired, he still gives it. What type of person do you think that is? Deontay Wilder's been in there with Joseph Parker. He's been in there with Zhilei Zhang. He's been in there with some guys that are at that level. And keep in mind, Derek Chisora may hit harder than Zhang. And we know what Zhang did. And I'm not even talking about the styles. I'm talking about the ability to knock a mother sucker on his ass or to punch someone to knock him out. Because a lot of people have said, yo, Derek hit me harder than anybody that I've known. You see what I mean? And that being said, it's like, yo, you want this to be a tune-up fight? That could be your last fight. Put the nails in the coffin. So I agree with Don Charles. You just don't look at Derek Chisora like that. You look at Derek Chisora is an important fight that you must win if you want that fight that we thought that was going to happen. But of course, this is boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much. Right, but I have to agree with Don Charles, man. It's a disrespectful label to put on Derek Chisora. You know what I mean? You're talking about a guy that fought himself out of a reputation or a title of being a gatekeeper. Nobody calls him that shit no more, do they? No, they don't. They look at him as a guy that's gung-ho and ready to go. But you guys tell me what you think of Don Charles stating that it's disrespectful, and I wouldn't put Deontay Wilder in there with someone like that, and he shouldn't. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.